loose on the front of it. I mean, these are hardcore travelling Dimitrov fans. So I'm just trying to scan the stadium. There are an enormous amount of empty seats. So I will keep scanning, but no Bulgarian flags in sight as of yet. Carlos Bernardes, Juan Martin Del Potro, having a little chat. Well, Grigor Dimitrov has taken his place, and Dimitrov, having won the coin toss, has elected to serve. We're looking forward to this one.
We certainly are. I think difficult to pick a winner.
Prima partita al servizio Grigor Dimitrov.
There we go. Dimitrov with the first ball of the match, all in black. Top, black shorts, black sweatbands, and then the white socks and the flashes of colour on the shoes as he starts with a double fault.
Prendere posto per cortesia, I giocatori sono pronti.
Just asking everybody to take their seats pretty quickly. Do you take a little bit of time, the crowds here, to sit down? First ball of the match, all in black. Dimitrov. You can hear the traffic passing by outside. Hush within the stadium. Dimitrov yet to get a serve in. This is the fourth one, gets that one, and the backhand comes into the middle of the court. The forehand switch cross court from Dimitrov. Del Potro on the run has to scamper the Argentine to the other side and slice the backhand. Another double, this time double-handed, clips top of the net from Del Potro, opens up the forehand and spins it long.
Yeah, took a couple of shots into Del Potro's forehand there, and they were good ones. They need to be. Can't just casually hit it into that wing. As I said, the pace generated, seen it up close on a few occasions. It is impressive.
And slightly frightening. 15-all. Bulgarian, down the centre he goes. The ball just stops inside, nearly skidded over Dimitrov, who regains his footing and goes off forehand, but loses a little bit of control on it, and it's 15-30. Dimitrov just bouncing up and down on his toes to keep himself loose. Temperature will have dipped a little bit. Been a lovely warm day with sunshine. We averted those horrible storm clouds that were lingering on the outskirts of the complex. They went elsewhere. We were thankful, and Dimitrov serves.
First service.
Listening to tennis radio, don't forget, if you have tennis-loving friends, tell them we are here. And if you're off out this evening on a Monday night, or maybe it's a Monday morning where you're listening, you can take us with you. The backhand block back short ball for Dimitrov to do the inside in, then a passing shot. Winner from Del Potro, break point.
Oh, danger early on. Del Potro guessing the right direction, and with Dimitrov having run around his backhand, was out of court. Big space for him to blast that forehand into.
And blast he did. 15-40 on the Dimitrov serve. Dimitrov service game started with the double fault. Del Potro gets his big frame into position, swaying a little bit, then up onto his toes, and comes off the frame of the racket. That serve, and one of two break points has been saved.
30-40.
Start of a match always critical, but particularly against someone like Del Potro who serves the way he does. You don't want to allow him to relax and just be able to power his way through service games with less stress.
Slight delay on that call, so Dimitrov will have a little wander forward, and Carlos Bernardes is thinking, am I coming out of my chair? He didn't come down, he just directed Del Potro to the mark.
Did catch the line. So Del Potro signaled, so the replay the point.
Outside of the ball, onto that line. Dimitrov winds up and serves out wide. Clearly misses on that occasion. Ball for the pocket. Ball girl collects and makes her way to the opposite side of the net, where she crouches low, and Dimitrov serves out wide, drops it a little bit short. The backhand cross court was in play. A big inside in winner from Dimitrov, who saved the 2 break points.
Well, that was good. It needed to be once again. Dimitrov eager to get his forehand into play outside both tram lines, so it pretty much had to be a winner because the court was wide open.
Oh, the sound from the other court. Maybe just getting ourselves settled. I think we're happy. Carlos Bernardes confirms the play can continue. Off we go. It's deuce. 2 break points have been saved. The ball is in play for this round. Forehand down the line, the approach comes Dimitrov. Plays the backhand volley and tries to go for the pass. Just misses it on this occasion, Del Potro, and it's game points.
An urgency to get into the net there, Dimitrov.
Dimitrov.
So wide to the forehand. Point shot wasn't anything special, but I don't think it needs to be. Del Potro doesn't have that sort of flicky backhand, so he can't generate the angles on the passing shot that some players can.
Game point Dimitrov. This is the first game of the first set. Got a couple of matches to keep an eye on. Also the All-American affair involving Ryan Harrison and Jared Donaldson, as Dimitrov at game point goes inside in. That is a winner. A little skip from the Bulgarian as he makes his way back to the chair. He'll be happy to have come through the 2 break points, to have held his serve, to be on the board.
Absolutely, most important of all, get in the hole. Don't want to come out, you get all fired up, you do your warm-ups and end up losing your first service game. Starting out with a double fault, of course, but all that behind, he feel a lot better about himself, and interested to see if he I think Dimitrov's one of the players that really can vary his tactics. There's not that many players that do. Interested to see what he goes with tonight, with the urgency to get into that backhand, if that's something he's prioritised.
So here we go, our first look at the Del Potro serve in just his second match on clay of 2017. He has a 100% record, winning that one match in Estoril that he played. It's 10:08 in the evening local time as Del Potro reaches up and serves big, too big, down the centre, heading for the Dimitrov backhand. Dimitrov takes a few more steps back and then a couple of steps forward, twisting the racket, bent over. Now he steps in, takes this very early Dimitrov, slices the backhand down to the feet of Del Potro, who slices back on his own. The slice from Del Potro, the off forehand from Dimitrov, the double-hander from Del Potro drops mid-court, the inside in from Dimitrov, cross-court goes Del Potro, now double-hander from the Argentine to the flick cross-court from Dimitrov, another flick from the Bulgarian, and runs round and inside in goes Del Potro, and can't defend it Dimitrov. The ball landed on the racket of Dimitrov, but he was a couple of yards behind the baseline.
Too much power, wasn't it? The minute Del Potro got his forehand involved, just up the pace.
I guess that's the obvious game plan against
Yep.
Del Potro. Keep it away from the forehand.
Very much. Well, when you go there, you make sure the ball's not hanging. He
Yes.
needs to keep him in trouble.
15 love, deep serve, backhand floated return, forehand clip the top of the net, and drifts just into the tram lines. 15 all.
15 all.
And as Del Potro, you know that's going to happen. I guess you just try and adjust accordingly.
Yeah, and he just stays patient, uses the slice, and you see a little tentative on those. I'm not sure if it's not something he'd ever say, if he still has a few demons about the wrist, if there's still how much confidence he has in it to go after the backhand topspin now. He always seems to be a little bit cautious.
And you can't blame him. Serves down the centre at 15 on the second game. The inside is a good forehand from Del Potro. Span over, down and away from Dimitrov.
30-15.
Yeah, able to find an angle from that
Per favore.
just left of the centre line. Much margin.
Must be so tough to be out for that long with such a serious injury, and then to have complete faith in it once again that it will hold up, and as an ace out wide, as if it goes again.
Yeah. And
40-15.
something we haven't touched on is Grigor Dimitrov's coach Danny Valdu did spend a little time with Juan
Yes, he
Martin
did.
Del Potro, spent the
Wimbledon.
grass court season, He said they spent a lot of time just very softly on the backhand, just trying to hit short cross-court balls, just to encourage that rolling sort of action and just get confidence in the wrist.
It's interesting, and all of which Danny Valverde, now with Grigor Dimitrov, will have told his charge. As we said, it is not a surprise. Oh, game plan, let's hit to the backhand. But interesting, he'll have had a little bit more of an insight into Del Potro and the stage he was at.
Very much so, and the way he thinks, mindset.
Depending how open he is with his concerns and worries about that wrist. I mean, maybe even to Danny Valverde, they were only together for a short time. He didn't say too much about the wrist and how he's feeling. Maybe that's something he either keeps to himself or just to a couple of people.
Yeah, I'm not sure. And
15 long.
I didn't ask Danny, but he just said he was sort of, and actually he was doing it on the next court, just dropping balls and trying to hit short cross court, just to encourage that left wrist, that left hand to work on the backhand.
15 love. Deep serve drops over from Del Potro. In behind goes Dimitrov to win the point. And 30 love.
Good serve right in the corner.
30 0.
Particularly Dimitrov. He's such a great athlete. There's no question. The serve and volley is an option today. And particularly even just hitting the kick into that backhand, having faith that he can. Potro's going to really have to hit the outside edge of the line if he's going to pass him.
Good serving once again from Grigor Dimitrov. We've had 5 match points in that meeting with Dominic Thiem and that deciding set tiebreak. Must have hurt.
Must have. Especially as 6-3 at one stage, wasn't it? Forehand went a little AWOL.
He thinks, well, maybe, get a little bit of luck when I go to Rome. Oh, you're facing Juan Martín Del Potro in the first round. That's nice.
But if he gets through it, it could be the best thing for him.
Yeah.
Long way to go, though.
40 15.
Yes, he's in the, can we call it a draw of death, the half of death? I mean, the winner will face Kyle Edmund, but this is the Djokovic, Nishikori, Nadal team section. Diego Schwartzman, such a danger on the dirt this season. As an ace out wide from Dimitrov, he pumps his racket fist. Happy with the job that's been done. He's settling more into his serve, and it's Dimitrov on serve against Del Potro, 2-1 first set.
They say it's the greatest era of tennis ever seen. The bar has been raised to new heights. And for those looking up, reaching the summit is going to take something special. The climb will be tough, but the view will be worth it. The stage is set, the world is waiting. Find the greatness within every player, every week, at every tournament on ATPWorldTour.com.
This is Tennis Radio, bringing you coverage of the ATP World Tour, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's live commentary,
jaw-dropping performance,
interviews.
Hi, my name is Novak Djokovic.
This is Andy Murray.
Features.
You can pick up on things that other players do.
News and statistics.
coming through qualifying at the French Open is no easy feat.
And much, much more.
You're gonna be kidding me!
To find out how to listen to live commentary throughout the year, visit the ATP World Tour website or search Tennis Radio on TuneIn.
Yeah, please do so. We will be with you every day of every Masters event. Also throughout Roland Garros, we'll be covering both the ATP and WTA, the finals of the 500s. Asking people to take their seats quickly. Danny Valverde just threw a big bath towel towards Grigor Dimitrov. We had this discussion a lot about the players who use the tournament towels. Or it looks like a tournament towel, but I don't know what happened earlier. I think they may have got Victor Troitsky got short-changed because he looked to have a flannel.
Well, that's probably
That's a bath towel.
yeah, that's probably the shower towels from the locker room. And the tournament like you to use the branded on-court towels.
Yeah, they've gone bath sheet out here, but I come on, they're 6'6" and 6'3". You need more than a flannel.
Cool evenings, so not dripping like Rafa Nadal. Boy,
Not yet.
he could use some.
There is still time. Del Potro 1-2. Rafa does.
Something that tournaments, as great as they are, very rarely the players just say just the towels need to go through the wash a few times to get the absorbency.
It's another thing to, yeah, it's like when you buy new towels and you dry yourself and you're covered in fluff and bits and pieces, and you look down at your body and it's like when you put a tissue in with the wash and your socks. I mean, that is more than annoying. It's a little bit like that with a new towel. You're so excited because they're new and they're fluffy, and then you're thinking, oh, I'd like my old towels back. Towel chat.
Towelgate.
Okay. Del Potro just
Per favore.
distracted.
Senza flash.
Oh, as the flash, as the light dims and night descends in Rome. Del Potro wearing the purple top with black shorts and the black socks and the black sweatbands and headband. Flash of colour on the shoes. Serve, drops it a bit short. Your forehand return from Dimitrov. Dimitrov keeping it on the forehand, goes inside in. The forehand just misses its mark up the line from Del Potro.
15 all.
Towards the umpire to probably confirmation. Starting to rush to get out. There's been no need to so far.
At one point he edged and he just used Del Potro to find the mark.
Yeah, so right
Not that one, that one, yeah, back one. Bingo!
Is there anything over there? Yeah, that'll do.
15 or maybe he's expecting a long night. I think I'm not getting down in the first game or so.
Well, as I said, as nice as the weather so often is in Rome, it can get very cool here in the evening. Point of actually cold.
The stretch on the forehand up the line from Del Potro. Now plays a double-hander flat, misses its mark, and it's 15-30.
You can see from that backhand, Del Potro, it's just steered somewhat. There's no, and that one's gone along because it's just floated. There's very little spin on it. Not that he's the sort of player that ever played with an abundance of spin. I'm sure with some more confidence, he'd like to just get a little bit more roll. Backhand side.
15-30. Backhand blocked back by Dimitrov. Another backhand on the slide from Dimitrov. It's a mid-court ball. It's inside in, and that is a rocket from the racket of Del Potro.
It's such a big forehand. Dimitrov did well. Was athletic to get the first ball back. Tried to spike the slice in. The stretch was nice, but Del Potro again for such a big man. Probably equally as impressive as the power on the forehand is his footwork to get into place, to get around it.
141 kilometers per hour, that forehand shot past Dimitrov. Oof, wow, that nearly went through the backstop. That would have caused a lot of damage if it had come into contact with a human. 30 all. The second serve down the centre again. The backhand flicked into the middle of the court. Dimitrov still on that backhand, and Del Potro gives him another backhand. And Del Potro runs around, plays the off forehand. Now Dimitrov plays the inside in, and cross-court forehand from Del Potro down the line for a winner, Dimitrov.
Athleticism on display again. I thought he'd maybe got himself into a little bit of trouble, Dimitrov.
30-40.
Running around that backhand, taking his forehand into Del Potro's forehand, left the gap, but was up to it.
Now the first break point on the Del Potro serve. Dimitrov saved 2 on his own serve in the very first game of the set. Needs a big serve, gets it, this block back of the backhand, that drifts just long, break point save.
Well, we saw a graphic in the break. In their 4 meetings, Del Potro has, obviously with 4 wins, has had more success against both first and second serve, and also just more success getting the ball back in play, which Dimitrov tried to do there, blocker, but just beaten from pace.
Breakpoint saved, juice, 4th game, first set, 2-1 Dimitrov. Good serve out wide, but good block back, and then in behind again. He unleashed the forehand. He had enough time to see which way Dimitrov was headed, placed the ball into the empty court, and he turns a breakpoint to a game point.
Del Potro's such a tall man, again, as we saw with the Italian player Napolitano earlier against Detroit, able to find really short angles.
Game point, Del Potro, big serve down the centre, block back, high ball, sits up mid-court, brought down off forehand from Del Potro, now hooks the forehand cross-court, and up the line goes Dimitrov, cross-court, the backhand double-hander for Del Potro, and another one, the off forehand, another double-hander from Del Potro, who can now open and swing the forehand cross-court, drop shot, Dimitrov doesn't pull it off. It was the right idea because Del Potro was so far away from the net, but it's the point in the game for Del Potro, who comes through a break point, and it's 2 games all.
2 games all.
You're right, it didn't need to be anywhere near that good. It was a good decision from Dimitrov. Very deep in the court, but again with that power coming through, tough to control the touch.
6'6" tall, the man from Argentina, 28 years of age, sitting at number 34 in the world rankings. Grigor Dimitrov, 3 inches shorter, just the 6'3". He's 25 years old. He is the 10th seed, but he is the 11th best player in the world at the moment. And here they are in the gathering gloom of a Monday night in Rome, the second day, but the first full day's of play. We had 4 ATP matches yesterday. Upset with John Isner beating Alvaro Ramos Vinales, while Fabio Fognini confirmed that he would be the man, he would be the Italian of the two that were playing to face Andy Murray, and that takes place tomorrow under the lights. Del Potro, 2-3, serves down the centre, gets the short ball, wind up, it's that wind up into the forehand. Inside in for the winner off the short ball of the return serve.
15 love.
15 love. A few people wearing the Argentina football shirt
Football for us is special, and every time
in the crowd,
we are ready to
watching their man. Oh, what a beauty. Ace outright kicked up off the line.
30.
Dimitrov reached, couldn't make contact, and then just wipes away the mark to make sure in the future there's no confusion. That mark is gone. Meanwhile, the Zverev brothers, Sasha and Misha, have reached the second round of the doubles, where they will meet defending champions Bob and Mike Bryan for the first time on a doubles court. That'll be fun. Brothers against brothers. We can tell the difference a little bit more with the Zverev brothers.
Yeah, to be honest, I still don't know the Bryans apart. And that's a great return of serve from Dimitrov, really found the angle, but got that ball bounding off the court.
A lot of the time with the Bryan brothers, you rely on the hand they're holding their racket in, and so you look down, you think, even if but it's those times when you're about to interview them, and they walk up to you in their tracksuits post-match, not a racket in sight, you can't look at a sweatband on a wrist, and you're thinking, oh, good lord, because you know they're waiting for you just to generally ask a question, look at them both, you know, they're thinking, do they know which one's which, and you think, I'm going to take a punt, and I'm going to go for it, and I'm going to hope I get it right. But they're probably too polite, even if you do get it right. They'll just crack on. Good serving in this game from Del Potro. Have you ever gotten confused when you've spoken to them?
Yeah, yes. Well, I don't get confused. That's why they invented words like bud and dude.
So you say, hello, dude.
Hey, bud.
If you were doing an interview, say we gave you the Tennis Radio microphone to go and do an interview, you can't start it with hello, dude.
Oh, it's this new rad radio, right?
Rad radio. Backhand flick cross-court from Dimitrov. It's game point Del Potro. It's a flick up the line from Dimitrov. Another backhand and a big forehand. You hear the effort Del Potro's putting into that there. Double-hander from the man from Argentina. He'll run round. Oh, you heard that as he went inside it. Another forehand from Del Potro down the other wing. These forehands are blistering. Another one inside in. He'll run to the forehand side, slide and go down the opposite wing. And then clever play by Dimitrov. Wrong footing Del Potro to win the point.
Oh, it was a beauty, wasn't it? Stepped into it, drove it into the gap.
40-30.
Did well to, as you're saying, absorbing these blows from the Del Potro forehand. And it might just, as the match goes on, just play on Del Potro's mind that it's a big weapon, maybe not having the penetration that he thought, certainly that I thought. One rally, we'll see if that repeats itself.
Yeah, it's the longest rally of the match so far, 20 shots. Game point, Del Potro at 2-3. 27 minutes played, darkness descending, stadium filling up. There is still a WTA match to follow this involving Venus Williams. As Del Potro serve, drops that one short. The slice the feet of Del Potro, who slices of his own as he pushes it to the back of the court. Then he runs around the backhand, doesn't seem to get his feet set, loses the point, and we're at deuce.
As ambitious, looking to get a forehand shot because he'd been drawn into the court by a short slice from Dimitrov. And they quickly fired back the next ball. Caught Del Potro a little bit flustered in no man's land.
8 local time from a comfortable looking service game to deuce. 6th game, first set. 3 break points so far. A couple of them the way of Dimitrov. Heavy hitting inside in. The floated backhand cross-court from Del Potro, who winds up the forehand on the run, but comes right into the net, and it's break point Dimitrov.
Boy, I feel good about that one.
Dimitrov.
Dug that return in nice and low. And again, when he had Del Potro inside the court, urgency to get around that ball and fire that forehand needed to be exceptional up the line. It was. Break
point. 10th seed, world number 11. semi-finalist here in 2014, Grigor Dimitrov. Floats the backhand back. Into the net goes Del Potro, and he'll be annoyed with himself.
Dimitrov.
Pump of the fist and a roar from the Bulgarian, because he's got the break and he has the advantage, and he leads by 4 games to 2.
Yeah, they'll be furious with that miss, but I just wonder if it was earned by Dimitrov from that long point earlier on where he was able to absorb the power the Argentinian was thrown at him, and maybe Del Potro just tried to press a little bit harder.
Del Potro blows on the fingertips of his right hand, his racket hand, and then again, he takes the racket in that right hand, and Dimitrov is ready to serve at 4-2 in the first set. Huge serve, too much on that down the centre line, so Del Potro will step forward, and then he'll step back, and then he'll get into position. The left foot just a touch forward and side on. Now he's swinging into a double-hander up the line. The flick cross-court from Dimitrov, who runs around the backhand and goes inside out forehand to the flat double-hander from Dimitrov, and cross-court and long goes Del Potro, and Dimitrov's matching some of this power of Del Potro.
But he's also playing from up on the baseline. Del Potro, I mean, good. If we have a look at where he is, I mean, it's at least 5 big strides back onto the baseline, which with his stride length is probably, I mean, it's at least 5 meters and maybe more.
15 love Dimitrov, 4-2, serves, ace, out wide.
He was looking for the serve volley, didn't need it.
30-0, third love.
He's now looking for his towel, which he takes, wipes the racket handle. Floodlights are on. Pretty healthy crowd, as you'd expect. Imagine if you got tickets for day one. I think, oh, day one, that'll be okay. And then you see this one on the night session, you think, all right then. 30 love, 4-2. Dimitrov serves, and that's
30-15.
double fault.
30-15.
Match that we've talked about so much against Dominic Thiem, he was a breakup, not only in match points, but he was a breakup in the second set and third set. He'd been playing such good tennis. A couple of unforced errors crept in, a little bit of indecision. That's the area for him to address. Not an easy cure.
30-15, 4-2. Dimitrov gets that serve, and the backhand low over the net from Del Potro, who plays another double hand. These low balls over the net, but he opened up the court for the inside in from Dimitrov. A lovely angle found from Del Potro, and a moon ball from Grigor Dimitrov, and through the centre of the court, the forehand goes Del Potro, and a big off forehand from Del Potro, and he winds up that forehand again, as you can hear it. Down the line, the flick of the racket goes Dimitrov for the winner.
That's a beautiful shot. You're absolutely right. You can hear the effort from Del Potro when he loads up. Dimitrov moving so well. A couple of powerful steps. Cuts down the angle, drives that backhand up the line. Nobody home.
And there again, that discussion we had earlier about the single-handed backhands. When they're in full flight, they look fabulous. Game point, Dimitrov. There it is. A lovely wide serve. So he holds serve, and more importantly for the Bulgarian, he consolidates his serve. He's a game away from the first set, leading Juan Del Potro by 5 games to 2.
They say it's the greatest era of tennis ever seen. The bar has been raised to new heights. And for those looking up, reaching the summit is going to take something special. The climb will be tough, but the view will be worth it. The stage is... The world is waiting. Find the greatness within every player, every week, and every tournament on ATPWorldTour.com.
It's the all-new Tennis TV, the new and improved way to watch the ATP World Tour.
Oh, how good's that?
Watch more matches on more devices than ever before, all in glorious HD.
Oh, that is magnificent.
Including all matches available as replays all year round.
Absolutely superb tennis.
Plus, thousands of hours of classic matches and highlights.
Simply too good.
There's always something to watch on Tennis TV.
The future of tennis is now. The rulebook rewritten. 8 new stars are emerging to carve up the court.
That's a strike.
Their game is fierce with attitude, hungry to take the spotlight. The court is ablaze with music and lights. It's like nothing you've seen before. The game has changed. Next Gen ATP Finals. Get your tickets now at nextgenatpfinals.com.
Yep, make sure you get your tickets for the Next Gen Finals in Milan and make your way back to the O2, where I'm sure you bought your tickets for that, and you can hear both of those on Tennis Radio end of the year, together with commentary of the Masters events, the 500 finals. A lot of people with a lot of drinks have not taken their seats yet. Wow, this woman looks like she's been shopping. Right, so she's put the bags down. Del Potro decides enough is enough. On he goes. 2-5. Work to do. Misses on the first serve. Second serve, the man from Argentina, his second clay court match of 2017, his 17th match of the year. Backhand cross court, just fell off the racket of Dimitrov on the backhand side. Again, that weighted shot from Dimitrov, from Del Potro. There's that murmur from the crowd, and you can hear things going on outside, but the players focus on what's to come, and from Del Potro, it's a good wide serve that forces Dimitrov into the net.
30 love.
30 love, you wonder if Dimitrov will start just mind drifting towards his own service game. It was a really strong hold after he got the break. Played a good game, a series of good points.
Semi-final showing, Delray Beach, the best for Del Potro, but it's hard to really look at a best and worst when he played so few matches, working on the fitness after what was a huge 2016 for the man from Argentina. Beating Croatia to lift the Davis Cup with Argentina. I'm sure the celebrations went on for a while.
That's why I had to pull out of Australia.
Yeah, he wasn't quite recovered.
A huge moment. They've tried so hard. I mean, Albania and them have been sort of much talked about. I mean, you know, we touched on earlier the depth in Argentinian tennis. You go back a little bit when they had the likes of Corey and Albania, Guillermo Cañas, Zabaleta, Juan Monaco, who announced his retirement today. Such a wealth of players. Of course, they were fairly dependent on the surface. That would have been such a strong team at home. That's become less and less an issue over time. The players have become more all court.
Dimitrov serving for the first set, 5-3 after a love hold from Del Potro. Dimitrov goes down the centre. Del Potro runs around, takes up the forehand. Now onto the forehand wing of Del Potro goes Dimitrov. Now Dimitrov plays a ball to the backhand of Del Potro, who swings into the forehand, but it's into the net. Again, really good use of the court from Dimitrov.
Well, I must admit, he's going into the forehand more than I expected, but he is going in with some real quality. That ball's hit hard, it's hit close to the line, and Del Potro naturally leaning to his backhand a little bit, looking to run around, is being caught out.
15 love, serve out wide, floated back, ball lands in mid-court, big swinging forehand cross-court from Dimitrov. And this is some power hitting from the Bulgarian.
Yeah, and you know, again, he's taking the approach into the forehand, which you normally recommend, but with such quality, that's hit the sideline, hit the line probably 3-4 meters short of the baseline, so it's got a real angle pulling Del Potro off court.
30 love, 2 points away from the set. Dimitrov serves out wide, and it's blocked back mid-court and down the line and into the net comes Dimitrov. The ball is high. It will land in the middle of the court, and the smash away is not coming back from Grigor Dimitrov, so he has 3 set points.
And again, he's come out flying. Approach up the line, pinpoint accurate. First to 3 set points for the Bulgarian, 10th seed, world number 11. Reaches,
Stretches, serves, block back, short ball, should finish it off. Does finish it off in style, in behind his opponent. He pumps his fist, and what a clinical first set from Grigor Dimitrov.
6 games to 3.